are officially live. We keep doing the pre-show, the long pre-shows. We gotta work on this, but
Right.
we both enjoy the pre-shows, I think. So it's tough. We're gonna have to starting earlier, I think. Which you pinged me about, so this one's my fault.
I did. I was able to
Yeah.
jump on early. I could have, but
Yeah.
it's all good.
Too many things happening in the world.
I gotta get to the threadcast. Yes, there are. I need to. Speaking of, we were talking about like machines. I gotta upgrade just even my everyday laptop. I planned. I've mentioned this before. I planned on doing it a year ago. I still haven't done it because I don't feel like having to spend a hot minute to learn Windows 11 because I'm still on 10. And then B, I don't want to spend any money right now because I feel completely broke with crypto getting crushed.
Crypto is getting demolished. I think everybody's feeling broke because people are starting to lose their minds and complain and say, when can devs do something? And it's pretty funny. I mean, I posted a thread yesterday because I was like, when crypto goes down, it's so noticeable because everybody becomes a finger pointer and they just like to point fingers at whoever's closest to them. So it's pretty funny. I obviously am a big recipient of that. So it's always fun when crypto goes. It's always fun when crypto goes down because I get hit twice. I get hit in the portfolio and I get hit everywhere else. Yeah, I see Wananda said something about their premium checkmark. There's a weird caching issue that happens. It's like happening this morning. I'm not entirely sure why yet, but we're working on it. If you just refresh a few times, it'll fix itself. So you might have to like clear like hard refresh or something, but it eventually works. Like if you refresh a few times, you'll get it. Ahmad Manga said, when in Leo reputation system, the current Hive rep system is flawed. Yeah, I agree. I mean, the Hive reputation system doesn't really tell you a whole lot of information. It basically just tells you how many times someone's been upvoted, which isn't always a good indication of really anything. So we actually in the mobile app have already built a new reputation system. It's you can flip between the two. So like if someone wanted the old system, they can like change it in their settings to have that. But the default is actually this new system we built, which I talked about a few years ago, which is this idea of an engagement score. So it's based on, people that reply to you, how often you reply to other people. And then it also has Rafiki integrated. So Rafiki will actually like sanity check the engagement score you have. So if someone's like gaming the scoring or like replying to themselves or something like that, like all of that gets filtered out. So you end up with like actually a really accurate score. And then also the score deteriorates. So if you're like inactive for a while, your score will lower over time, which eventually basically means like if someone's score is high, it means they're like highly active on the platform, consistent. They reply to people. They're obviously a human. So like all those things are built into that scoring system. So much more superior to every other scoring system I think I've ever seen. So yeah, that's already built in the mobile app.
The elusive mobile app. Man, I don't know why my computer's humming right now. I just closed all the things.
I was just testing the Rafiki 3.0 integration, and looks like we're all good now. So I was, if we, going to the title of this is the Rafiki 3.0 launch on Threads. So just to give you the quick rundown, because we've been talking about Rafiki a lot lately. The 1.0 model has been on Threads, obviously since it launched. That is Rafiki 1.0. We ended up building Rafiki 2.0, but then we ended up leapfrogging that because we had some breakthroughs in terms of the AI models. So now we've got Rafiki 3.0. We launched Rafiki 3.0 on Discord first, because we want to do some kind of like, kind of closed beta, but it was really open. Like anybody could go to Discord and try it out. And Rafiki 3.0 is live in Discord and actually has a lot of features. Not only like AI features, like what you've been used to on Threads, like in terms of replying to you, but Rafiki on Discord actually has a ton of commands, including notifications about your Hive account. So if you're familiar with something called Friday, it's like this Hive notification service. Rafiki actually has all the same services as that. It has like all the same notifications, plus maybe like 30 to 50 extra notification types. So Rafiki now has the most capable notification system on the entire Hive blockchain. So if you want Hive real-time notifications about your Inleo and Hive account, you can go to Discord, message Rafiki, and then subscribe to Rafiki. It's totally free. And then you can do /settings, and you can change any of the notification types or subscribe to more notifications. I'll put a screenshot in the threadcast, but this has made Rafiki the most capable notification system on the blockchain. So if you want to go get some notifications, you can go and use Rafiki for that. You can also do image generation, which is going to be rolled out soon. We're testing the image generation right now. So there's a ton of commands. If you just go to Rafiki, type /, you can see all the different commands that are out there. You can also do /Rafiki. I think it's /Rafiki help. Yeah. /Rafiki help will give you a list of potential commands and like kind of how to start using Rafiki on Discord. But Rafiki on Discord is more than just the like AI chat system. It does have that, but then it also has like this whole notification system. It taps into Inleo Premium, so if you're premium, you get extra features. So there's actually like a ton of features there. Just go play with Rafiki on Discord, and you'll see everything there. But as of today, the launch party, we actually have finally taken down Rafiki 1.0. So if you remember from the last discussion, I think this was in the Lion's Den last Friday, we were running Rafiki 1.0 and 3.0 in parallel. So 3.0 was on Discord only. 1.0 was on Threads only. And we were just running them in parallel until I was confident that 3.0 was ready for Threads. We've been getting a lot of feedback from you guys on Discord using Rafiki. So I was confident as of this morning that we can take down Rafiki 1.0 on Threads and then replace it with 3.0. So as of now, 3.0 is live on Threads. So if you do the normal Rafiki commands on Inleo Threads, you will get a reply, and it will be from the 3.0 model. There's some interesting aspects to this. I mean, there's actually kind of a lot to unpack. I would say probably the biggest change is the 3.0 model actually has multiple. The 3.0 model actually has multiple different models built into it. So I would look at Rafiki 3.0 as like kind of like our flagship AI, and then you've got submodels in that flagship. So if you're a free Inleo user, you get access to the free model of Rafiki, which is like the lowest reasoning, but it's very fast. So it's extremely fast and quick to reply, but it does use the least amount of reasoning. So it will give you like the least comprehensive reply. If you go premium, your default model will automatically switch to the middle model, which is fast, kind of like a little bit, just slightly slower than the basic free model, but it's literally like milliseconds slower, like you wouldn't even notice. So it's pretty much the same speed from a human perspective, but it has extra reasoning. So it gives you a much more comprehensive reply. Rafiki has a much better personality when it uses that model. And it's much more capable at doing things like searching threads and things like that. And I saw a few people like Ahmad Manga, Wananda, and others testing the search capability. That wasn't working, and then it looks like it's working now. So we deployed some fixes in between when you guys tested and now. So I would go try that again if you tried to have Rafiki search any threads. The 3.0 model is trained on 100% of all threads that have ever been posted. So it's like right around 4 to 5 million threads. So every single thread has been added to Rafiki 3.0's training data, and you can literally ask any question. So for example, I just asked Rafiki, let's see if I can pull this up. I just asked Rafiki to tell me every time I posted about Thorchain. Let me see here. And he posted this reply. Put this in the threadcast. Go ahead.
No, I was just chatting with Rafiki myself while you're doing your thing. I was asking about crypto and 200-week moving averages, and it's I had to update it. It gave me an old number, and I was like, "Are you sure that is correct? My number is X." And then I was like, "Scared to get God, it's close to the right." And it was like he literally apologized. It was like, that number is where it was, not where it is now. Apologies for the bad data.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm actually looking at that now. I'm gonna.
That's hilarious, though. That like it gave me an answer, and then I basically followed up, and then it gave me an updated answer based on my follow up. I was like, "Are you sure about that?"
Let's see. I just nudged Rafiki to take a look at that. Yeah, I just nudged Rafiki. So let's see. We can probably get that fixed while we're live.
Well, I mean, I think it technically did fix it because it then went from looking at old data to new data.
Yeah. Well, this is the breakthrough that happened, which is why we leapfrogged the 2.0 model. We added a feature called Rafiki Code, which is kind of similar to some of the other things that are out there, like Claude Code or Codex, and Grok, I think, has come out with their own Grok code now. We added this capability into Rafiki, so Rafiki can actually code things. That was the major like breakthrough of the whole Rafiki 3.0 model, which is that now when there's an issue or when there's a feature request or things like that, Rafiki can actually code his own fixes and features. So basically what happens is if a user gives feedback, I kind of explained this, but I think I explained it on the Lions Den also, where we kind of deep dove on some of these things. But there's two types of feedback for Rafiki. There's soft nudging and there's hard nudging. So soft nudging happens in just normal conversations where, like, what you just did was actually a soft nudge. So I'll pull this up on the screen so people can see too. You asked Rafiki about the Bitcoin price. He gave you stale data. You then told him the correct price, and then he said you're correct, and his data was outdated. So this is actually a soft nudge where you didn't specifically tell Rafiki to change something, but your conversation led Rafiki to realize he made a mistake. So he's now got like this soft training data that says maybe I should, look into this and figure it out and fix it. If you were to on Discord type /feedback or on Threads type #feedback, that's called a hard nudge, where you can actually tell Rafiki, like here, I'll do a #feedback, and I'll tell Rafiki you gave the wrong price data here, and then I'll just copy this, and then I'll just send that to Rafiki. So because I used this hashtag, and then like I said on Discord, you use the / command. This is a hard nudge where now Rafiki actually specifically takes this and saves it for later, where he will actually review it and then consider how he should update himself in the future. So that's called a hard nudge, where he will literally specifically update himself for this problem, as opposed to a soft nudge, which is just like general training data. So you could look at it as like if you're having a conversation with someone and they tell you something you don't like, and you just kind of steer them to not do that again. That would be like soft nudging someone. If you were to just flat out tell them, hey, I don't like that you said that, say it differently next time, that would be like a hard nudge, like a shove. It's like, don't say that again, right? So that's kind of how you can train Rafiki to give different and better answers in the future. But the more you use feedback, the better Rafiki will get. So it requires a lot of nudging. I mean, we are fully training an AI from the ground up. So it does require a lot of feedback. The more feedback you give, the faster and better his training data becomes.
Task asked, how do I set to receive Discord notification from activity on Hive?
Yeah, this is the answer. Rafiki said, good question. Head to the Leo Discord server, find the Rafiki bot, link your Hive account, and then you'll get rich notifications for all your Hive and InLeo account activity, votes, comments, mentions, and more. Rafiki 3.0 just launched with extra features plus AI integration. I kind of sidestepped while I was talking about the last thing, but One of the other, I think I posted this thread. Let's see. Here we go. This is the launch thread for Rafiki 3.0. So, like I said, if you're free, you get this fast reply with lower level thinking. If you're premium, you get fast, which is pretty much the same speed as the first model. It's very close, but you get higher level reasoning. So the replies are much better. So like Mitch, when you were asking a question, or Task, when you ask a question, you guys are premium. So you get this middle model by default. And then there is actually a third model, which you have to enable it. You have to like specifically enable it, and it uses more credits, so it's more expensive of a model. But it will have slower replies, like it'll be noticeably slower. It might, instead of taking like say 5 to 15 seconds to reply, it might take like 30 seconds to a minute to reply. But it uses the deepest level of thinking and actual research to back up its replies. So you'll notice the reply it sends you will be much longer, so it'll have a lot more context, but it will be like a much more well thought out reply, and it'll be like noticeably more comprehensive. So if you're a free user, you can use Rafiki, and you'll just get access to the most basic, fast, free model. But then if you're premium, you'll get these higher level of models. And this is kind of a good lens into what is coming in terms of premium and Inleo and the mobile app and Rafiki, which is, we are leaning very heavily into the AI model. There's all sorts of agentic things that it can do for you, whether it's image generation or scanning for trends, or like autonomous jobs, even like you can schedule posts and things like that through Rafiki. And we're adding it all deeply integrated into the premium model, which is, many of you guys know, like the idea that I've always had for premium, which is, you have all these amazing features. You get, more appearance in the feeds, which leads to more curation rewards, or more author rewards from people curating you. But then a big part of the value proposition of going premium has always been the Leo AI access. And now we are actually rolling that out. So after, I don't know, what has it been, like 2 years of building, we are now at the point where we're ready to, we're rolling this out. So whether you're on Discord or Inleo threads, if you are premium, you are now getting a much richer Rafiki experience than someone who is not premium. And I will say that the non-premium access to Rafiki is still incredible. I mean, it's like, I think probably better than if you paid for ChatGPT. Like it's, you're basically getting like a $20 a month subscription for free with Rafiki, with the Rafiki 3.0 model, if you're not even an Inleo premium subscriber. If you are an Inleo premium subscriber, I would say it's much more on par with like Grok Super Heavy or like Claude Pro Max, where those cost like between $200 and $400 a month. And I think that if you're an Inleo premium subscriber, you are getting that level of access. So it's pretty amazing in terms of what we're able to offer value wise, as compared to other AI companies that are out there. And I think this is just going to become more and more obvious, because we have this huge roadmap of Rafiki features that range from being free, freely accessible, to being premium only. And if you're premium only, I would say by the end of this year, you're going to have north of probably 300 to 1,000 unique features that free users will not have access to. And it'll be things like, accessing bigger models, like what this thread says, or, different types of notifications, or image generation, or video generation, or the trend scanner that we've built, and all the different apps that are coming in the Rafiki App Store. So if you want Rafiki apps, if you want the higher level models, things like that, you have to pay for Inleo Premium, which is $10 a month. So, but it's like I said, I think the free model, the free version of Rafiki is better than ChatGPT, which is $20 a month. And the premium Inleo premium version of Rafiki is significantly better than even the like $200 to $400 Super Grok heavy level models. So I would definitely get really active with Rafiki, especially now with the new model, whether it's on Threads or Discord. I would honestly use both. I use both pretty heavily. But yeah, it's going to be very noticeable. No matter what kind of user you are, it's going to be extremely noticeable. Very various differences when it comes to the two models. I know I broke it. I think I refreshed too many times. I was trying to fix the cache. Or maybe the thread cache broke it. We don't even know.
Let's see. Refresh. Oh yeah, I just refreshed and I got bad gateway. Everything broke.
Oh, that's funny. The devs are restarting the cache to fix the issue I was telling you about before, and I didn't.
That's hilarious.
I didn't read their message, and I did not tell them to not do it while we were live. So
that's funny.
That's gonna be my bad. It'll be back in a second.
That's funny.
That's funny. They literally just messaged me and said, because I said Inleo is suddenly down, and they said we're restarting the cache. So that's really funny.
Live updates.
Live updates. We're always doing it live. But yeah, give the Threadcast a second, it'll come back. You know what I bet is live is the mobile app.
In theory.
I mean, it definitely is, because it doesn't run on the same. It doesn't run on the same.
Live to you, not to everyone else.
Yeah, only to me. Sorry, guys.
It's funny.
Let's see. I didn't have it open, so, but let me see if I can get it open so I can at least show you guys. Although if I show you the Threadcast, there's going to be nobody in it.
That is true.
Let's see.
Oh, it's back. I just refreshed. I am back on the Threadcast.
We are back. And by the way, all those caching issues are now fixed. So
let's see. Newest thread I'm seeing is tasks from 8 minutes ago when he asked Rafiki about the Discord notification. Actually, he asked Leo. All right, so interesting. So is there multiple ways? Like, so obviously I did ask Rafiki and I did a question. You can also do pound ask Leo.
Sorry, say that again.
I did the ask Rafiki to ask a question, but I see on tasks thing, he just has the hashtag ask Leo and then a question.
Yeah, you can do either one.
Nice.
Yeah.
I really forgot about the ask Leo being the other command.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool,
and if you, I've been considering, if you just say Rafiki, I've been considering adding that. I don't know. You guys drop your feedback in the Threadcast if you think we should do that. Just because sometimes it's annoying to type like @ask Rafiki or hashtag ask Leo. And sometimes I wonder if you just mentioned Rafiki, if you'd want him to just automatically reply. I'm thinking about doing that. Ahmad Manga said, so can I use Rafiki on Discord as I'd use a web chatbot with many different conversations, each with their own context? So when on the Inleo mobile app, and then obviously when Rafiki eventually has its own standalone interface, you can have like different conversations, and then each conversation will have its own context window. The way Rafiki works on Threads and Discord is that he has one long context window. He also creates a profile for you. So in some ways, you could say it's actually better. I know there are some specific use cases where you want context in one window and you don't want it to be in another window. But he actually basically has like a trailing context with you. So he'll remember the conversation you've had in that specific window. So like if you're DMing him on Discord, he'll remember the things you've said to him on Discord in that chat window. And same thing if you're doing like a lengthy thread back and forth with him. The really interesting thing about Rafiki 3.0 that is like this massive leap forward in terms of our AI model is that every single user that interacts with Rafiki, and this is specific only for premium users, every single premium user that interacts with Rafiki gets a profile generated inside Rafiki's training data. And what that does is every time Rafiki interacts with you, whether it's Threads or Discord or the mobile app, he is updating his profile of you with critical context. This is very similar to like if you're familiar with Claude Code, there's like a Claude MD file. If you're familiar with like Claude Bot or OpenClaw, there's something called a soul.md And then there's like a user MD file. So basically, what those do is it gives context about yourself to the bot. So for like OpenClaw, like it's keeping like a profile of you. We've basically built that same system into Rafiki, but for all Inleo Premium users. So like Ahmad Manga, Winanda, Mitch, myself, Taskmaster, and others, we all have unique individual profiles that Rafiki maintains for all of us. The profile doesn't include every single thing about you, but it includes key pieces of information because you have context window limitations, right? So you don't want every single piece of information because that would just lead to a lot of like irrelevant things being injected to the conversation. But instead, Rafiki actually keeps like this really like broad-based knowledge about you. So things about your preference, like let's say you tell Rafiki, hey, I want your replies to me to be more concise. Rafiki will actually remember that, not only on Inleo threads, but also on Discord and the mobile app. Everywhere you converse with him, he will remember that that's the way you like to be talked to. So every Inleo Premium user has their own profile with Rafiki. The first time you interact with Rafiki, when you do a setup, so you actually have to go to Discord and you have to set up notifications. But when you first do that, there's like this subscribe functionality where if you go to Discord and you do /subscribe and then you type in your username, I'll show you what this looks like. So you go to you do /subscribe, or no, this is sorry, wrong one. You do /link and then you do your username. So /link, I'll send a screenshot in the threadcast. Do /link on Discord and then enter your username. What Rafiki will do is he'll reply to your latest thread. So he'll just automatically do this. Let's see if I can just walk through it. I've already subscribed, so it may not work for me. I'm already verified, so it won't let me do it. But if you do that, Rafiki will walk you through how to do it. Basically, what's going to happen is he's going to write a thread that replies to your latest thread, and then he's going to ask you to reply to him. And you can just reply whatever you want. You just reply to his thread, and then that will link your account between Discord and Inleo threads. And then also when the mobile app comes out, you'll be able to link on there. So it's basically linking all your different connections to Rafiki together. What happens when you do that is then Rafiki generates a profile for you based on all the threads you've ever posted. Because remember, he's trained on every thread that's ever been posted. So he'll look at every thread you've ever made automatically, and then he'll basically like seed the profile data using all that information. So then it gives you kind of like this base level profile that then Rafiki will build up over time the more you interact with him. So effectively, his memory persists, and he becomes more and more personalized to you the more you use him, if that makes sense. Yeah, Ahmad Manga. So you're talking about different memory for different conversations. So that will come with the mobile app because you'll be able to do new chat. So when you do a new chat on the mobile app, basically it creates a new context window for that chat, which is how like these other AI models work. But yeah, Rafiki's design on Threads and Discord is more like a persistent chatbot, where it has like one persistent context for you that's just continuously updated, which is actually what you want when you want a single interface. That's actually what you want. But when you want to have like new chats, then you need an interface where you click specifically to have a new chat. Task said when Rafiki is mentioned, it should reply. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's kind of what I'm wondering is, should we do that where if you just say Rafiki, should we create that? Winanda also said adding that would be cool. I think it'd be cool to just say Rafiki. Yeah, the problem is you said at Rafiki. We don't own that account. So, but I'm thinking maybe if you just say Rafiki with no tags or anything, we can add that. Let's see. Looks like everybody's kind of in agreement. Oh, here, I actually wanted to showcase this. So Morty is not a premium subscriber. And they just asked a question to Rafiki about, what is your version number? Look at Rafiki's answer. It's different for Morty than it is for a premium user. So Rafiki said, I'll need more context to find your first thread. Could you provide more details about the Ask Leo query? I'm Rafiki 3.0 launched today with enhanced AI capabilities and rich blockchain notifications. And then you can see here, this only shows if you're not premium. Did you know? And there's like 10 different did you knows, so it's not always the same thing, but it will change. Did you know Rafiki Premium answers are powered by an AI model with 10 times more reasoning power? And then it gives you a link to upgrade to Inleo Premium. So because Morty is a free Inleo user, not a premium user, they are on the lowest level reasoning model. It's like the fast, free, low reasoning model. But if you were to ask the same question as a premium user, you'll get a different answer from Rafiki that uses the higher level reasoning. Tass said, can we have more than one Hive account to a Discord account? I believe you can. I believe you. Well, can you? I think I'm gonna have to ask Rafiki that.
Nice.
I'm asking Rafiki. I actually don't know. Speaking of getting Rafiki information, we've rebuilt the entire docs, and by we, I should say that Rafiki did. So Rafiki is now self-maintaining his own documentation. I just put the link in the threadcast, and if you go there, you'll notice there's a whole new Rafiki section. You'll also notice that all the other sections have been replaced. We're still working on all the other sections, but the Rafiki section has all been updated by Rafiki himself. So all the different commands and questions that you possibly might need answered are in there. It shows you, I should just put this on the screen too. It shows you, all the different things Rafiki is capable of doing. And then here, by the way, I was going to show you. So since I'm premium and I asked Rafiki the same question that Morty did, Rafiki gave me a different reply than what Morty got. And then you'll notice there's no disclaimer about like going premium. So freshest version, live on threads with AI baked into the blockchain, ask me anything. So you can see the replies are actually slightly different. And they're actually better. If you ask a more complex question, you'll notice that the replies are much better on premium versus free. And you're welcome to play around with that by like using 2 accounts and asking the same questions. But here are the documentation. Let's see if I can. So these are the new docs. I see it's a little cut off on the screen, but you can kind of ignore everything except for the Rafiki section because we're like I said, Rafiki's rebuilding all of this. But if you go to the Rafiki section, you'll see there's all the new commands are in there. So it shows you like a quick start, what Rafiki is capable of doing. Thread search is trained on all the threads that have ever been created. Rafiki also has a API connection to CoinGecko, so you can pull up any crypto prices. You can generate images. You can get personalized feed recommendations. So that's obviously built into the mobile app. But you can actually, if you're premium, ask Rafiki to give you 10 threads that he thinks you'll like, and see what the answer is. And you'll actually get kind of like a personalized feed of 10 threads. And then here's some other things you can do, like where to find Rafiki, Discord, mobile app. This actually hasn't been updated yet, but now obviously you can get Rafiki on Inleo threads. Here's the capabilities. So you can see like, what can you ask? General chat, web search, profile lookup. You can ask Rafiki about what's in your wallet. You can ask, like I said, token prices. Here are a bunch of different commands. So on Discord, always type /Rafiki, and then you'll see all these different commands. Rafiki also gave some examples here. Let's see here, notifications. So like I said, Rafiki has a bunch of different notifications. I guess there's 52 categories. What's really cool is now that Rafiki self-maintains the documentation, actually, Mitch, I was telling you some of this pre-show, but I've been automating a lot of things that I would normally do and honestly let fall by the wayside a little bit because, I only have so much bandwidth, right? Rafiki is now taking a lot of these things off of my plate. So one of those is that I never was really good about, this is something I've always been bad about, is updating documentation because we were always building so fast. I couldn't keep up with docs. I couldn't keep up with updating the docs and things like that. Rafiki now updates his own documentation. So let's say that right now I code in with Rafiki, we code in like 3 new categories of Hive notifications on Discord, on Rafiki's Discord notification service. Rafiki will automatically pick up those updates and add them to the docs. So like this will change to 55 if we added 3 more today. And then he'll update the docs with all of that, correct information. So this has taken like this massive thing off of my plate that honestly I spent a lot of time on, and I wasn't even good at, because from a bandwidth perspective, we have the InLeo docs, we've got the Leo Dex docs, now we've got the Rafiki docs, we've got the Leo Kit docs, we got all these documentation sites. It's like impossible to keep up with all of these things. So now Rafiki will automatically do that. He actually is connected to the GitHub. So whenever we roll out any update on the mobile app, on Rafiki, on Leo Dex, on Leo Kit, etc., Rafiki actually reads those GitHub commits, and then he will update the documentation based on the commits. So like I said, if we added 3 more features here, you would automatically see Rafiki update this to 55. And then he'll add everything there. So here's the account system. So there's also a feature where if you do currently use Friday, you can actually import all of your settings from Friday and then have all of the same notifications that you already have over there, plus all the ones that Rafiki's capable of adding for you. So here's actually a question, the answer to who asked that, Taskmaster. Can you have multiple accounts? You can have up to 30 accounts. This is not for the link though. This is for notifications. So I actually asked Rafiki in another window. I'm looking at what Rafiki said about having multiple linked accounts, because linked accounts are different than subscribed accounts. Subscribed accounts are like notifications. You can you could subscribe to my account if you want. You'll get the notifications that I see. But linked means you have to actually verify your ownership of that account, which is where Rafiki will post a thread and ask you to reply to it. So here's what he said about having multiple linked accounts. I see. I remember this now. It's funny. I didn't even remember how we built this. So you can link multiple accounts, and then you have to use /Rafiki switch to switch between your accounts. So you can have multiple accounts linked on Rafiki through Discord, but then you have to, I'll show you. This is probably in the docs. Let's see. Let me just search this. Rafiki link. Works best with a verified account. Maybe it's not in the docs. Link. Oh, here. Switch. Yeah, there you go. All right, this is all in the docs. I should have RTFD'd. Rafiki answered it when I asked him, but this is in the docs. So you can have multiple Hive accounts connected, but then you use this /Rafiki command to switch. So I guess I need to do a better job of reading the docs. This is an effect of, and this is like a big conversation in AI right now. There's a big effect happening where code is moving so fast. It's like hard to really keep up with it. So Rafiki is moving so fast. He's adding his own features. I mean, I'm struggling to keep up with it, which is part of the reason why I have these automated documentation services with Rafiki, like updating his own docs, because like a lot of times I don't even know what he's built recently, or I forget what he's built because he's built so many things. So I can like refer back to the docs or ask. You can even just ask Rafiki to tell you what's in the docs. Like I could have asked Rafiki about this, and he would have just pointed me to the documentation part that mentioned it. But yeah, there's your answer, Task. You can add as many as you want. I guess you can do up to 30 linked ones as well. But you have to switch manually, because you obviously can't, you can't have multiple linked accounts where you're then asking Rafiki stuff, because then he'll get confused who's asking him. So you got to switch to the main account that you want to be replying from. But yeah, there you go. Guess that's a pretty cool feature. Taskmaster said the character count for Rafiki on Thread should be increased. I did give Rafiki Premium. It may not have showed up yet because I know there's a little issue with Premium right now, but we've been working on that. Yeah, the Premium's not showing yet. I just texted the devs, so we'll fix that. That's interesting. That's good feedback from Morty. Rafiki might have cached something because if he's giving this answer, then it must mean that he is thinking that he's still in the same context window. So let me see.
Rafiki is hating on Morty. He's like, no soup for you.
How has your experience been with Rafiki so far, Mitch?
I mean, it was fine. Just like I said, apparently I helped it learn with the Bitcoin pricing stuff. I didn't really ask any other questions yet today outside of my little Bitcoin interaction.
I'm looking for the thread where Morty said where that happened. Oh, here. There's a good example. All right. I gave that to Rafiki. Let's see if he can fix it.
You can do it. There's one thing that Rafiki will never have that the cat has. Humor.
What's that? Humor?
The jokes. Rafiki's jokes will never be as good as mine. Cannot keep up with my movie references. I should actually get into a battle with it. Movie quote battle. See what happens. In fact, you know what? Let's see. What are the most?
Are you gonna ask this would be fun to see.
Quotes from you know what? I'm just going to give it the title of the movie. I'm not even going to give it year or an actor. See if it knows. See if it can go reference the correct movie. We'll see if I agree with the results. Oh man, it's almost 1:30. I got to dip in a few minutes.
Yeah, it's fun to play with Rafiki. You end up spending a ton of time on it.
I've been playing with AI off to the side too. Good old Claude.
It's all AI now.
I was trying to basically get a like written, like basically just a document version of like what the steps are, so to speak, and what an app does. It just says like almost like just give me the planning, like give me the steps of like what the app is doing for you, so to speak.
Yeah.
And instead, it basically built me an app. And I'm like, all
Yeah,
right,
that's
great.
the thing. It's like, what's that saying? Like, show a screw to a hammer, and it'll.
Yeah,
I'm getting that completely
hammer.
wrong.
Yeah,
You know what I'm trying
basically,
to say.
if you have a hammer, everything looks like a nail.
Yeah, that's the one. That is the one.
So, but it's funny too, because I'm like, and it's messed up though, because I mean, I'm sure, obviously, I'm gonna have to, but you know, I had like, let's say this said app you want to use, let's just call it like an organizational app or something, right? It's like, well, I can just build my own for like technically for free, but then I don't know how to, at that point, then that's when I hit the roadblock. It's like, well, wait, I don't know how to host an app or where to put it or what that's going to cost me. Or it's like, so am I better off just paying a monthly subscription fee for said app I want to use? You know what I mean? Or do I just, because like literally Claude just built one for me. And I was like, oh, okay. But same thing like with the website, like, you know, it had built me like a whole website, so to speak, landing page, like lead capture box. But then when it came time to like actually implement that, I was like, all right, well, this is a bit more entailed. So at that point, I just took the verbiage part of it, like that, you know, the text part of HTML, and dumped that into WordPress, and then just use WordPress plugins for my you know, lead capture template. So you know, I still leveraged it, but yeah, I'm actually kind of curious. I'm like, well, can I create essentially my own organizational slash like you know, behavioral app, so to speak, to
Yeah. Track
then
stuff.
well, yeah, and just whatever, and then set it up and even have like alerts and whatnot, and then it's like, you know, whatever, you know, in the morning, can, you know, give me the step one. Did you do your, you know, did you do morning ritual? Which, you know, something years ago, I had a morning routine I did that I got from Tim Ferriss. Like I stole Tim Ferriss's morning routine that he was doing years ago, and it was honestly life changing. You would think that I would still do it every day, but I did it for a year and a half, and maybe I got what I needed out of it, and I haven't really done it since. And that's probably like, it's got to be probably 7 years at least. Actually, I remember, because I remember I was doing it when I went to visit my buddy that was living in Chicago pre-COVID. So it's, yeah, it's got to be like 7 years, and he hasn't lived in Chicago for like 5 years now. So yeah, it's definitely. But yeah, you know, just doing things to automate, so to speak.
Yeah.
Have your own. It's like literally having your own like full-time personal, you know, personal executive assistant.
Yeah, that's extremely capable of doing anything you could imagine.
Yeah, you just got to build it.
Yep.
So it's no different
Look
than
at this.
leveraging, you know, Rafiki with all the things it can do in terms of with Discord and in Leo in regards to providing you the information you want, whether it's things as basic as notifications, just asking simple questions, or, you know, getting more involved in that. So
Yeah, it's only going to get more capable. Is the thing that people don't realize, which is you know, it's like it's only going up from here. You know,
dude, Rafiki's answer to I asked, what are the most popular quotes from the movie Old School? And it just said, nice try. What did you actually want to know? Such a cop. I'm responding saying that's a weak response.
that was pretty funny though.
That's a weak
Ricky's
response.
got good humor.
Do I even have to? So, like, when you respond to a Rafiki comment, do you have to also still put like, you know, ask Leo or ask Rafiki, or can I just respond?
You should be able to just respond, but I don't think that's working right. Keep in mind, this went live like 10 minutes before we went on air. So there's a few things like that I need to fix.
Ask Rafiki.
I'm fixing that right now, actually.
That answer was weak. Was weak. Like, yeah. I actually want to know. Maybe I'll reword it. What lines from the movie? And I'll have to give it to probably additional info now. School starring Luke.
By the way, Morty said that Rafiki's still doing something with their first thread. That was actually fixed with the fix from the Wananda context. So we fixed basically there was like context leaking. So that's already fixed. Try the same question again and see. You should see that it's fixed now. And then I don't know if you can see on the screen, I posted this. I said, Rafiki, what are the best movie mentions by Scaredy Cat Guide on Threads? And Mitch, you'll have to confirm if these are accurate. But Rafiki said that you mentioned Glengarry Glen Ross, Fast X, and Goodfellas at some point on Threads.
That's funny. I'm sure I have. In fact, I feel like I actually, the Glengarry Glen Ross, I'm pretty sure was a reply to a task thread at some point. I'm almost positive. It was definitely a reply to someone's thread, if I can remember.
Let me see if I can get him to give the links for them too, because
like, that's wild.
See if he'll include the links. Morty said, "Are aliens real?" probability says yes. With billions of galaxies, it's statistically unlikely we're alone. But until we have proof, it remains a fascinating mystery.
Dude, I keep fixing Rafiki for you.
What is it now?
By asking the it's like, so apparently I always have to go that next level. So Rafiki responded because I said that answer is weak. I actually want to know what lines from the movie Old School starring Luke Wilson, Vince Vaughn, and Will Ferrell are the most popular from fans. So I gave it. So you got to be like more detailed. And I said, fair enough, my bad. Here are the fan favorites. That's funny. I said my bad. So obviously everyone knows we're going streaking. Frank the Tank, Will Ferrell. You're my boy Blue, again, Frank the Tank. And then I'm impressed it has this one because this is one I like. Those first two I actually never really say. This third one I say all the time. I guess
this
that's
one?
the line. But anyway, he says, Will Ferrell says, they're all Frank the Tank lines, apparently. He says, once it hits your lips, it's so good. He's going to do another. When he does the funnel, he funnels a beer.
I haven't seen this movie.
It's so good when it hits the lip. That's right. I keep forgetting you. We talked about this, and you said it's on. You got to put it on your list. Yeah, because it came out in like 2001 or some shit. I didn't realize how old it is now. Like I was basically like finishing college, and it's a classic. Vince Vaughn, Will Ferrell, Luke Wilson. They got the Mitchell. I have the T-shirt. I have a Mitchellpalooza T-shirt that my buddy gave me for my 30th birthday.
A good shirt for you.
So, but yeah, so because his name's Mitch in it, so they throw a Mitchellpalooza party. But yeah, no, that's a classic. You'll love that movie. So, there's other great lines like "You're crazy, man. I like you, but you're crazy." That's also Will Ferrell. And that's a scene where Stifler is actually in. Well, the actor that plays Stifler. But yeah, you got to watch, dude. You got to watch Old School.
All right, I'm gonna watch that. Maybe I'll watch that today. It'll be my homework.
You'll recognize you'll recognize so many actors. Obviously, they'll be 20 years younger, but I mean, what's his name's in it? I always forget his real name, but the guy that played Ari Gold in Entourage.
Oh, yeah.
He's in it. He basically plays like the bad guy in the movie. So yeah, it's a classic. Snoop's in it. So he's got a cameo.
Snoop Dogg. I love Snoop. I was just talking about Snoop Dogg the other day. It's just a guy you can't not like. You know what I mean? There's nobody out there that doesn't like him.
Yeah, Snoop's a character at the Olympics. It's hilarious. No doubt. Cool. So funny part is like, oh, is there any questions? Like, well, it doesn't matter. They can just ask Rafiki now.
Rafiki is so, I mean, like, and you're going to see this. It is true. It's funny and true because especially now with the 3.0 model, Rafiki is so capable at answering stuff. I mean, it is like, it's insane. You know what I mean? He is so good at answering stuff. It's crazy.
Did you see what Morty just posted?
Yeah.
That is hilarious.
Back when I had no facial hair, it's pretty funny. I look so young in that.
Oh,
that was before crypto. That's before crypto added 30 years onto my life.
Right. Give you a little face tat. I like it.
By the way, Taskmaster's questions and Rafiki's response is pretty funny. I reposted it. Awesome. Task asked, is Cal a real person or a figment of our imagination? Rafiki said, very much real. The man ships faster than most people write to-do lists. Rafiki 3.0 going live today is proof enough. I like that. I think Rafiki's got my back. He also did say, shipping fast doesn't prove humanity, but Cal also debugs at 2 a.m., celebrates community wins, and occasionally rage posts about bad UX. The vibes are distinctly human. This is true. I do occasionally rage post.
It's better than what I do, which is usually rage trading, which leads to me losing a lot of money.
Yeah, that's a great way to lose money.
Yep. I got to get Rafiki to stop me from doing that. At Rafiki, stop me from rage trading. No doubt. All right.
They could.
Until next time.
Yeah, we'll
until then, everyone can ask when app launch.
Yeah, app launch. I mean, Rafiki 3.0 launch is a pretty big deal. App launch when Ace hits 10% sold out. By the way, we fixed the thing you just mentioned, Mitch, which is if you just type, if you just reply to Rafiki, you don't have to say at Ask Rafiki. He'll know. So that is now live and fixed. So we fixed a lot of things actually during this threadcast. Maybe we'll do another live Rafiki session at some point. So keep up the good work. Just like use Rafiki, honestly. Just use Rafiki as much as you can. And again, remember what I said about hard nudge and soft nudge. So please use hashtag feedback if you want to like specifically report something wrong, or just use Rafiki a lot, and that also helps. So the more you use Rafiki, the better he'll get. Keep in mind that this is literally launched like 45 minutes ago. So just keep using him. He'll get better. Thanks, Mitch. Thanks, everybody. We'll
Legendary.
see you next Tuesday.
See ya.